My stamina losing steam like my soul is shattered. But spectacular come between the before and after. I need some character to make it to a different chapter, where the camera is focused on homely laughter. I'm Liam Gallagher with the flow under strata. Off your cleaning janitor who be moping you rappers. Off the face of earth with a sermon, can you retract this? Once I go and say it, you're yearning to be on Atlas Mountains where we dropping the anthems. Hold your pennies for ransom. We be ending a lamsom like the fellas from Campton. Dre and Cube in the mansion. Pretty ladies for lunch and make you feel like you handsome. I cried tears of joy flipping the project. For many years I stayed out of your pocket. We taking off just like I bought a rocket. I never believed, now we out of orbit. Living amongst the dopest to ever do it. You got a dream, pursue it until you do it. You got a dream, pursue it until you ruin. Every nigga they say it about your ruling.
It's getting the monkey ass kicked all over Dallas. Are you kidding me? Rock's gonna race. He's ready. Oh my God. The Brahma Bull trucks and the elbow pad. We're gonna have Rock in a match here tonight at WrestleMania. Oh boy. And here we go. Match underway. Rock with a rock bottom. Rock bottom. Cover. Oh, Rowan. Rock wins. 3 seconds. John, that's a WrestleMania record. Somebody.
Oh yeah, be right back up on this. Today we're going to be looking at Hollywood legend Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson yet again. He's one of the most recognizable characters on TV. His presence is simply always outstanding. He's the man of action that swings in to save the world from a burning building, a protagonist to Lex Luthor's antagonism. He's also what I call Mr. Box Office. What I mean is, like Will Smith, if you want a box office hit, you hire Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to make it. A cinema doctor who understands the audience and can deliver it. Despite his numerous successes, Dwayne often faces criticism for making only popcorn-worthy entertainment. People have wondered if his movies have substance or it's always smash this and smash that. In response to the criticism, Dwayne Johnson has answered his critics by saying, "Yes, I do only make popcorn-worthy entertainment, big action movies that don't always seem to make a human connection, but it's not just fun, it's hard work."
We need back down here.
I mean, yeah, if you want a big movie, you gotta get Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Every movie has a message, regardless of what you think of it. In 2025, Dwayne Johnson decided to give the performance of his life in a method acting performance of the year as the UFC pioneer Mike Kerr in a film called The Smashing Machine. The Smashing Machine is a movie adaptation of a documentary of the same name produced in 2002. The film also stars critically acclaimed actress Emily Blunt as the wife of Mike Kerr. Was it Carrie? To take up the role of Mike Kerr, Dwayne Johnson used inspiration from his own wrestling background to add something extra to the performance. The outcome was something simply groundbreaking. In the film, Dwayne shows wrestling like we have never witnessed it before, not as a handsome and pretty sport, but as something of high brutality that people don't take time to get to know. It's bloody affair. To say the Smashing Machine is a tragedy would maybe even be an understatement. This is because the film is very sad and depressing. It's a sob story. Much like the Iron Claw starring Zac Efron and F1 with Brad Pitt, the film chooses a much different direction from the usual direction of showing the winner at the end. In this one, you have a loser. In Smashing Machine, Mac Kerr is introduced as a freestyle wrestler, and the film follows his career between the year 1997 and 2000. This time frame is no coincidence. This was also the time when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson rose in the world of wrestling. The film thus speaks about Mac Kerr with a cheeky approach, alluding to the fact that the events that happen in the movie could have also happened to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. If you smell what The Rock is cooking. If you follow the life of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in the WWE, you quickly note that it hasn't been easy. Being a black superstar can really hurt the ego of others.
To see Mark back out there is truly remarkable.
I just need you to let me in.
With everything he's been through,
The biggest night of my life.
does he still have it in him?
What happens next?
It's simple. Am I going to hurt him
Let's fucking go.
before he hurts me?
Ready?
I think so.
You think so?
Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? From 1998 to about 2004, The Rock was running business, but things changed. Some even wonder if truly Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson had the impact that he claims. Being a black superstar can really hurt the egos of others. This is simply because he got wiped off our WrestleMania TV screen before we could properly say goodbye to him. I mean, now we have Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, but we missed Stone Cold Steve Austin versus the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Well, times change. This also happened to Mac Kerr, as despite being a UFC pioneer, an Olympian, a gold medalist, he got closed down quick and was forced into retirement simply because of his appearance. His race was a cause of concern, as a lot of people just didn't like him. I don't like this guy. For this reason, the movie doesn't show him flying, but spiraling into depression and constant relapses into drug addiction. For that reason, tabloids and news articles say drugs killed his promising career, but that's just not fair. According to Mac Kerr, he never had a drug problem. In fact, he had to fake having a drug problem to elude those who didn't want him in the world of wrestling and entertainment. So just the game and how you play it. People thought he was some kind of wonder kid simply because he was a Satanist stroke drug addict who used drug enhancers to better his performance. I know he's cheating. I can't prove it, but I know he's cheating. The opposite was actually true. Mac Kerr was and is still a Bible-believing Christian. And his substance abuse that the news claims he had did was actually forced on him by his managers. Can you believe you gotta pretend to be a druggie or else to go kill you? What if Marion Jones was innocent and she wasn't guilty of doping during her running experiences? Think about it. What is the color of the skin? Is it not black? If you're a black person, you really have it rough. The world will chew you up, question everything about your existence, and only relate your success to drug dealing and racketeering. He must be a drug dealer. I don't know how he's able to do this. So to avoid being thrown out and lynched by the public, we often agree to the claims that we are involved in high-level crime and corruption. So here is the truth. Marion Jones was innocent, but was forced to quit from her illustrious career as an athlete simply because she was too black for it. I'm sorry I cheated. Too good at her job such that it irritated them all. The same goes for Tiger Woods. His career was too perfect, so his manager asked him to dent it with the cheating scandals, which by the way were true, but nobody got hurt because this dude was Tiger Woods, one of the most desirable men in the world. He had a lot of groovy women after him, because when you are a huge celebrity, women chase after you. Tiger Woods, oh my God. If you refuse them, especially those white women, they have the power to end your career in seconds. Yeah, it's crazy. So Tiger Woods did what he did because he had no other choice. Ask Jonathan Majors. To be a powerful black voice, you must also go through a lot. Being tested continuously by major bosses that make all the decisions in the world makes it feel like Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat! I mean, sure, Louis Tang is the hero, but what if Jack was holding back? What if he's the true champion of Mortal Kombat? Ever thought about that? That's how it works in real life. If you have a talent and you know that you have it, how you have it is not, you're not the preferred choice situation, then you will be asked to dumb it down a lot. showing too much talent, you gotta dumb it down. On the other hand, the white person with similar talents will be asked to exaggerate their abilities and push as hard as possible until they champion the sport and know, I am the champion. In the Smashing Machine, Dwayne Johnson plays a man called Mac Kerr. Mac Kerr, believe it or not, pioneered a lot of moves in both UFC, WCW, and the WWE. Really? You're lying. Not lying, true. He trained Dwayne Johnson and helped him make a name for himself in the ring. He also mentored a lot of his rivals. They went on to surpass everything he ever did simply because he was forced to tap out and let them win. Matt Kerr was also married to the daughter of one of his bosses. He cites this as a strategic move as he wanted to impress them so much. The problem was she would often sabotage him and do everything in her power to make sure he doesn't win tournaments. You can't win, I'm not winning, you can't win. Whenever Mike Kerr would win, he would have to either hide it or risk facing embarrassment from his girlfriend, who would go on to claim he rapes and beats her, okay, which is not true. To stop him from winning, she wanted him a loser. Anyway, you keep doing this time, why can't you just hang out? Let's hang out this whole weekend, forget the tournament, I don't want to be with you. A drag fiend. He had to pretend to be a drag fiend, a loser, a drag fiend who couldn't stop using it. So Mike Kerr took up that persona as insurance that he could survive his wrestling environment. But even then, his girl was like, you're too much of a loser. Like, what did you do with your life? Well, where did you get a job? Like, what happened to your wrestling career? In the film's conclusion, we are left with a movie we don't really truly understand. Why is that? Because Mark, throughout the film, appears to be a loser. He wins one or two matches in the beginning, but then goes on a losing spree, and the movie ends like depression. But there is meaning in everything. Mark was forced to match fixed matches to avoid being persecuted by the mob bosses. In truth, he could have been much more successful, but he chose to be subdued. It's something that is not easy to do. In the third act, Mark has a chance to reach the finals of a competition. This is the biggest competition in Asia. We want Mark Kerr to lose in their fight. We don't like him. Seeing that the mob bosses favor the other Mark, Mark Coleman, who by the way is also a legend, Mark Kerr chose to lose to his opponents that his white friend Mark Coleman could finally win an important competition. Well, he didn't really choose to, let's just say match fixing that happened the way we think it does. Like, you're gonna fight as hard as you can, but the other person will be, using mystical illusions. Did I get hit by one person who was like octopus or something? Like, you're fighting one person, but you feel like you're fighting 5 people. That kind of thing, the kind of voodoo stuff. So that happens a lot, voodoo in the ring. Again, it's the favorite until the underdog wins. Okay, this sequence was difficult, to watch, but was also an important lesson. Sometimes you have to fake incompetence to survive your current situation. If others are threatened by you, don't show too much of what you can do. Surely God has a plan for you, and when the time is right, He shall expose your talent to the world. Glory, hallelujah. For now, keep it cool, stick to the rules, excel, exceed expectations, but be careful not to hurt too many people's feelings, okay? Don't brag at excitement after winning. Pretend as if you were just on a lucky streak and soon to end. Don't worry, I'm just lucky. I will end soon. Don't always smile and be cheerful. Don't always smile and be cheerful. This is a controversial one. Like, you gotta be a little bit gloomy sometimes. You can't be smiling in your enemy's face every day. Like, hey, I'm having the time of my life. Go beat you. Okay? So you gotta hide your wins. Be careful. Fight silently, but fight as strong as possible.
On the inside, you don't feel it. You're like pinned against the wall.
When I stand here taking every breath with you.
Oh my goodness! Kerr is out! This is truly shocking.
There's just an empty space.
When he's distant, it's hard.
I'm sacrificing everything. What do you have for me that's strong? A day without pain is like a day without sunshine.
This is getting bad. This is getting insane.
I know what I'm doing, all right? This is it? That's it.
You're the only one who really knew me at all.
What happened?
I'm so sorry.
It's me. You don't have to apologize. Okay?
So take a look at me now.
I know that you've been questioning whether I am the fighter that you thought that I was. And one of my biggest regrets in life is the answer to that question. I wasn't.
Take a look at
I promise that I'm gonna make this up to you.
me.
see Mark back out there is truly remarkable.
I just need you to let me in.
With everything he's been through, does he still have it in him?
What happens next? It's simple. Am I going to hurt him
Let's fucking go.
before he hurts me?
Ready?
Take a
think so.
look at
You
a
think so?
champion.
Come on, Mark. Yes or no answer. Come on. Are you
Mark
ready?
Curry's a
Yes.
champion.
Marquito is
Take a
back.
look at a champion.
How's that feel?
He
Feels great.
is the smashing
Yes, you can stretch me
machine.
more, yeah.
Too much?
Never.
In 2021, Hollywood legend Ethan Hawke starred as Freddy Krueger in a strange reimagination of A Nightmare on Elm Street called The Black Phone. The film, despite its darkness and use of extreme violence, was a smash hit at the box office. It grossed at least $1 billion and has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 91%. Black Phone is a Stephen King story written by someone else. What I mean is, adaptations, reboots, and hiding his name behind other people, that kind of thing. It follows a secret program by the government to teach badly behaved kids how to behave properly. In order to train juvenile delinquents to do right and reveal their sins, they lock them in a terrifying virtual reality game. In this game, Freddy Krueger is a satanic masked man who hunts badly behaved children and locks them in his basement. Whilst they are in the basement, they have to solve crimes committed way before by the ghost of kids who call your phone. Hello, I'm the ghost from 1859. I did a lot of bad stuff. One child is locked up and there's nothing to help him escape the situation except the phone, the spooky phone. This phone is a psychic connection to the underworld. It connects the boy to dead criminals who are now forced to make amends for their actions by helping the boy confess his sins and eventually escape the clutches of Freddy Krueger. Out in the real world, the police pretend to be searching for what they describe as a missing child, missing children. Truth is, they are not missing but are actually trapped in this difficult, horrifying video game. There is no escape except confessing to your foul actions. That way, you can help the police uncover some mysteries. The film was very terrifying and spooky and scared the hell out of me, almost half to death. I pissed my pants, It's a riddle that one has to uncover quickly. Be warned that it is not easy to do it. In the conclusion, the boy, after confessing to committing crimes of sabotage and trying to murder a young Barack Obama from this universe, is allowed to leave the prison, but he cannot leave without fighting Freddy Krueger. In an epic battle, the young felon manages to trick Freddy Krueger. He stabs him and leaves him for dead. Well, Freddy Krueger cannot let the boy go. Can that boy even live? Can he even punch? Get into a punch? Okay, but Freddy Krueger had to fake his own death and let the boy get away heroically. On comes the police, who finally apprehend Freddy Krueger. The events of the films were said to be inspired by true events. If you have heard of Charles Manson and his mass murders, what if I told you it's all fake? Because the police actually used Charles Manson as a horror story to scare children into doing the right thing. No, he's real, he's a boogeyman, but he just didn't actually kill anyone. Then we have children believe Charles Manson or Jeffrey Dahmer. I don't know, no relation. Jeffrey Dahmer, I'm not related to Jeffrey Dahmer. Maybe I am, I don't know. They believe Charles Manson or Jeffrey Dahmer would get them and have them slaughtered. I mean, who eats people for dinner? Seriously, I would much rather eat broccoli or Brussels sprouts than hairy human beings. Ew, ouch. The story in Black Phone is thus based on every serial killer who didn't actually exist or cause nights of terror. The police invented them to scare children into doing the right thing. It's always been a part of some big secret video game sponsored by the government. I think the film Cabin in the Woods explained that whole thing. There is one scene where it is revealed that the haunting was done in the lab this whole damn time. Oops. They are real ghosts and real spooky situations. But let's just say Freddy Krueger and Mike Myers work for the government. Their job is to scare children into not being so disobedient, and always seems to work almost too perfect. I used to have lots of nightmares as a child. This explains a lot. I was a bit of a villain, wasn't I? In 2025, a sequel to Black Phone was made called Black Phone 2. The boy from Part 1 reprises his role, this time much taller, a bit adult-like. older. So as his sister is also there, and she's also grown into her body. The two must once again face off against Freddy Krueger. It seems the two delinquents haven't learned their lesson from the last episode. They are back in prison after once again trying to poison a young Eddie Murphy at one of his house parties set in the 70s or something. They now must face a haunting in the middle of nowhere. On an icy vacation. They're sent to summer camp in the winter, so winter camp basically, with spooky ghosts. The place is far from divine, the ghostly presence is torture-ridden and far from mallow-ridden. Oh, and Black Phone 2, though not as good as Part 1, is brilliant, son. Absolutely breathtaking situations that are reminiscent of films like The Conjuring and The Poltergeist. In one scene, Freddy Krueger has his invisible hand shaking one of his victims, who just happens to be the sister of a young felon. She is beaten really badly by the invisible hand. It was embarrassing. Whitewash. The tables turn as his sister soon learns how to go after Freddy Krueger and fight him to the death. In order to win this deadly battle, but not a serious game really, the jury must confess to their sins before judgment. That's when they will be allowed to face off against Freddy Krueger and ultimately win. With a score of 72% on Rotten Tomatoes, critics claim Black Phone 2 is amazing. Not as good as Part 1, but certainly worth watching. What is the plot? Well, a bunch of kids who did a bunch of nasty stuff that died a long time ago must work with these new delinquents to uncover mysteries about the town. They discovered, there was a prison where they would send black people and be wrongfully accused and tortured there. And it's related to the movie Nickel Boys. Remember, Nickel Boys, the critically acclaimed movie from last year. It's related to this story as well, but hidden, So one thing I did realize in horror movies, always the villains are not what you think. It's the people that are being scared shitless who are actually the fucking villains, okay? So Freddy Krueger, not really innocent, but is an important messenger of fear so that children can do the right thing.
Finn, I had a bad dream. It was about missing kids. It was just a dream. About a real place. A youth camp. We have to go there.
Hello, Finny. You killed me. It took me a long time. But you of all people know that dead is just a word.
Quinn, wake up! Wake up!
This place. He brought us here for a reason.
Nothing burns like the cold.
How the tables do turn.
What do you think happens when you die in a dream? It's time to find out.